Los Angeles Lakers, they are hoping that they can get one step closer to matching them after agreeing to a 4-year contract with JJ Redick to become the team's next head coach. Now remember, JJ played 15 years in the NBA and stayed close to the league after retiring. His role, of course, is an analyst with ESPN, but this will be his first high-level coaching role in any capacity. So let's just take another look at the head coaches who have been in the NBA without any prior coaching experience. Steve Kerr, he'd been a general manager, but not a coach before taking the Warriors job. He won a title in his first year, 73 games his second, while leading the Dubs to 4 titles in 8 seasons. So really the standard there. 2-time MVP Steve Nash, he'd worked in player development with Golden State, but didn't have any formal coaching experience. He took the helm at the Nets, remember the super team, but never got past the second round. And then Doc Rivers debuted with the Magic at the age of 38, won Coach of the Year honors his first year. He's still coaching 25 years later, winning a title with Perk and the 08 Celtics. And then Jason Kidd took over the Nets' top job after the season after he retired as a player. He went 44-38 the first year, and now a decade later, reached his first finals as a coach with the Dallas Mavericks. So take a look at this. Redick will be the 5th rookie head coach to coach LeBron James. All 4 previous rookie coaches reached at least the second round with LeBron, winning a title with Ty Lue in 2016 with the Cavaliers. So there's plenty of challenges that come with being a first-year head coach at all, let alone the pressure cooker that is the Los Angeles Lakers here. But knowing the expectations that are on LA, Perk, knowing that LeBron James is not getting any younger, how patient can the Lakers afford to be here?
Well, I mean, they have no choice but to be patient. It's all about LeBron James, right? And maximizing, the rest of his career. And when you look at the Lakers and you talk about the expectations of that organization, especially from the fan base, is championship or bust. Now, is that a realistic expectation? Hell no. Now, a realistic expectation is, at bare minimum, you reach at least at what your previous coach got you to. And Darvin got them to the postseason. Obviously, that was through the play-in tournament. But I think, anytime you have LeBron and AD, it's hard to be patient, especially at this point of their career. You have LeBron at the tail end. You have AD in his prime. So it's like you kind of got to build for the future and build for now. Yeah. So, again, they obviously got their work cut out for him, Malika, but, I think they still got to make the playoffs, at least the second round, to be honest with you.
And that's the challenge as far as try to win now, but also look out to the future 2 or 3 years from now when maybe LeBron James is not on this roster right now. And I think when you look at it, I've said all along, this is probably one of the hardest jobs in professional sports. When you have one of the top players of all time with LeBron James and the window is closing here, it's a win-now team without a win-now roster. And I think Perk hit it right on the head. I think the expectation is kind of where you were a year ago or a couple months ago, losing to Denver in the first round.
Yep.
If you get back there, I know Laker fans don't want to hear it. It still could be considered a good season.
I think the big concern for the Lakers is this past year may have been the healthiest that you're going to get LeBron and Anthony Davis. And you need to do it again. They are the ceiling for this team. How they are on the floor, how available they are, that dictates the ceiling for this Los Angeles Lakers team. And there are really 13 teams now, Utah and Portland, that really could be competing in the Western Conference next year. So the Lakers, it's not just about JJ Redick in place now. Now it's about what's next. So what do you think needs to come next year, Zach?
I wonder, are the Lakers hearing this? Are their fans hearing this? Or is Laker exceptionalism just going to sort of take over what their expectations are? The team is what it is. It's a good team. If you win 46, 47 games in that Western Conference, you're a good team. But this Western Conference is different than the one that was 2 years ago when the Lakers made it all the way to the conference finals. It's deeper, it's better, it's just a completely different animal. And JJ Redick is a first-year coach, period, with apologies to his son's teams, who I guess we're not counting as high-level basketball. And look, I know JJ, he's not going to get outworked. It's going to be hard to outthink him. He's going to be tactically, right away, one of the better coaches in the league. Doing that in real time, though, matching the best coaches second for second, adjustment for adjustment, there's a learning curve to that. You got to be willing to live with that learning curve, which means you got to be willing to live with this coach in a post-LeBron world. This should be a signal that you're planning for the next 4, 5, 6 years beyond this window, which is probably going to belong to Minnesota and Dallas.
That's very, very true, but LeBron James is on the team now, and anytime you have chemistry with your superstar leader, that is something that is an advantage. And I don't know if you guys have heard, but JJ Redick, LeBron James, they have a podcast together. Take a listen.
Hypothetically say, I'm on your team.
Yep.
You got to drop a ATO for me.
This is the ATO?
Yeah.
And we're a pretty good team. I'm on your team.
Yes.
Okay.
This is the 4, and this is me.
Is your son's team, they're running this type of already?
Yeah. I remember we played you guys a few times that year, and I'm on the point guard, and you're just like, come here every time. LeBron.
That's T. Lou, man. No, that's not me. You know my basketball IQ is not that good.
I just hit play on that.
I already know what the this play is. Me up.
What happened here? What happened here?
What happened here is that I didn't know that your ass could go and stop and go like this. What the I didn't know that you had that in your arsenal.
If I had made that shot, I would have that highlight pinned on every social media account. Should not be on YouTube as a highlight.
You know why it's on YouTube? Because it was against me. Everything is on YouTube. If it's done against me, no matter if it's a highlight or not, everything.
Oh, my goodness. That might have been a bleep record for a clip we've played on this show. But in all seriousness, 2 of the sharpest basketball minds, and that's such a unique look. We don't usually get to see that between a star player and now their head coach, and they are on the same team now. So, Zach, what is success on the court for these two now that we've seen it play out in podcast form?
First of all, who gets the wine from the podcast? Can I give them my home address and they can send me the wine? Because we're running a little low at Casa Low. Look, success, I think, is top 6 seed, avoid the play-in, and either a super competitive first-round loss or you win a round. The matchups dictate it, the luck dictates it, whatever, and you're in the second round of the playoffs. From there, it's just whale after whale after whale in the West to get through, and I think anything more than that is going to be a pretty tall order, but that would be a success. The question is, do the Lakers brass consider that a success?
Right.
How realistic are their expectations going to be?
So what did the Lakers do here, Bobby? You've been in these front offices. D'Angelo Russell has a decision to make. LeBron James, I mean, we would guess that he will be back on the roster in some sort of capacity, but what are you prioritizing this offseason?
I'm prioritizing next Wednesday, the 17th pick in the draft. I know they have the 55th pick on Thursday, but it all starts with Wednesday, finding a guy that can come in and play right now. A guy that's a 3 or 4 year guy, or maybe an impact player, like Jared McCain from Duke. Guy can come in and make shots, and that kind of sets the tone as far as where your bench. And then it's D'Angelo Russell. We talk about LeBron James a lot, having this player option. Likelihood is LeBron James is back in Los Angeles. It's just a matter of how long the contract. D'Angelo Russell dictates the flexibility the Los Angeles Lakers have this offseason by either opting in or signing at less, or maybe going out and signing with another team, because the ability to go out and make a trade, the ability to take back money is really controlled by D'Angelo Russell's salary here. So that, a lot of it is what will be in play over the next week and a half here.
And all of this, Perk, to essentially be in that top 6 conversation out of the play-in, something that LA wasn't able to do this year.
Yeah, and look, we don't know what it's going to look like. I can't tell you what success look like because I don't believe that they're finished. And when you look at the Boston Celtics, who just won the championship, what did they have? They had spacing, right? When you acquire Kristaps Porzingis, you get Drew Holiday, Derek White to go around Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And when I think about JJ, and a lot of times when he spoke about the Lakers when he was working with us, he talked about the spacing. So if you're the Lakers, you got to go out and try to find shooting. I love what Bobby said about the 17th pick. It's going to be interesting. You got to have shooting when it comes down to surrounding players and getting the personnel around LeBron and AD. Or you go out and you try to get a third star. I think they will be aggressive. I think at the end of the day, they know that they need to maximize the most out of LeBron James. But let's be real. Anthony Davis is in the middle of his prime.
Yep.
Anthony Davis just came off arguably the best year of his career last year. All defensive, all NBA teams. And so at the end of the day, they just getting started with JJ, but they got to move fast.
I think what's interesting, and we didn't show that on the clip there, is they were talking about building a roster out. as far as, and LeBron put a CBA hat on, and he said, under this CBA, it is extremely challenging to go out and get a third star and then have your depth. And they use Boston as a great example as far as going out and getting Derek White, and then you have Sam Hauser and Al Horford and Peyton Pritchard. So I know the Lakers have their pick on Wednesday. They got 17. A 2029 first, a 2031. We're going to hear about Austin Reeves and Rui Hachimura. I think you have to be careful going after that third star because it basically leaves you really empty as far as what your bench is.
Plus, they have a pretty good starting five. We don't know a lot of what's on their bench.
And that's the biggest thing for JJ Redick is consistency as far as with your starting lineup.
Right.